Hey, hello, and how are you? Welcome to Leading the Charge, the podcast. I'm Dom Tibbetts, alongside everybody's favorite unofficial family member, brother Bill. Buffalo Bills coming off a 13-12 loss in the pouring rain in the second to last game at Highmark Stadium. A lot of things gone wrong offensively. I don't know where they were the first three quarters. Defensively, probably one of the best games I've seen that unit play all year. The Eagles are a very beatable team, but there's a lot of things that I think we'll get into here, Bill, that give me a little bit of concern about the Bills moving forward in the playoffs. But before we get to that, initial thoughts, reactions.
Not happy. It was such a bad game, like all the way around. The defense played good. Like, what was it? Like 17 yards in the second half? The Eagles had something insanely. Maybe it was the last quarter. I don't know. It was something crazy.
Jalen Hurts had no completions in the second half.
In the second half. That's dude. So, I guess defense played well, definitely. Started off rocky, but they picked it up. You only allow 13 points. Like a Josh Allen, James Cook offense should beat that 100 times out of 100.
Correct.
Just bad, dude. I know Josh missed some plays. Bad fumble. Terrible play calling. Like, again, it's just the third and longs, and we run bubble screens, and we do screens to Dawson Knox, and we do just things that don't make sense. Like, even Tom Brady on the call is like, you start hearing the booing, and he's like, I understand the frustration. That's kind of a strange call. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
it's just so obvious. And again, like, sucks because at the end of the day, Josh had, was it Shakir in the back of the end zone? Like, wide open.
He was open.
I don't think Joe Brady's dialed up anyone that open in the whole season, and you just, miss. So sucks, but yeah, it's just really frustrating.
I guess, we normally, when we talk about the game, we move in chronological order. I actually think it's better if we work backwards on this one. So your thoughts, the decision to go for it.
I think that was a good decision. Like, honestly, I get both things. Like, the defense was shutting them down. Eagles had stalled out over and over. Our guys also seemed like exhausted. I don't know. The play was there. Like, that's, we had it. He was wide open. It's just, so I don't know. I can see both sides, but I personally was fine with going for it. That didn't make me mad.
Yeah, I was big fan of that decision. I was talking to a couple people on the sideline. They're like, no, go for one. You have the momentum, go to overtime. It's to your point. I see both arguments. I can see both sides of it, but I also go back to the last time that these two teams played against each other. It was in Philly 2 years ago, like same conditions. It just poured rain the entire time, and it went to overtime. It was that 38-35 game. It was a classic. Bills were like, I remember like the Ed Werder said, it was like the Bills were like the first team in like the modern, since like 1970, since the merger, to gain like 100 or gain like 450 yards of total offense, have 0 turnovers, and then lose a game or something like that. So I just don't like the thought of like, well, you have the momentum, just go win it in regulation. Don't give yourself the opportunity of like a really faulty, something that dumb to happen in overtime. I like the decision. The play happened right in front of me. And there's a view I get from the lower, like shooting on the field, and there's the broadcast view. Every view tells the same story. Josh Allen just missed a throw, and he missed it bad. And that was just, I don't know, kind of a back-breaking way to lose this one, is to watch, like you said, a guy get open beyond the line of scrimmage, and it just sails on him. So it was, I like the decision, just hate the execution there. But the other thing is, Bill, is like the offense was just so bad, and it shouldn't. Like, it took till the 5.5-ish minute mark for them to put any points on the board. Yeah, that's not good. That's not going to win you Super Bowls. That's not going to win you playoff games. Let's just start there, right? So it was frustrating, and I think the thing that frustrates me more when I kind of think about it is, I admittedly forgot the Eagles put everybody on notice in the Super Bowl last year. I forgot how good their defensive front is. They put the blueprint out to how you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And then Brandon Beane's like, oh, this is how you win Super Bowls. You got to have a good defensive front. So
and then misses on all his draft picks.
Yes.
I won't say that. Deion Walker's a beast.
And I will say TJ Sanders, now that he gets to play in the interior, has looked, I think him having to go in and out of from defensive end to the interior was not working for him well, but the rookies had a pretty decent day, but lots of room for progress. By no means am I like, Bill, you're wrong, because there's still a lot to be desired in that aspect. But yeah, I just like those are the type of defenses and the type of teams that the Bills are going to see like after next week's game against the Jets to close out Highmark. And that's the result. It took you 3.5 quarters, more than that, to score points. Not fantastic. So, but we both agree. We like the call there to Joe Brady. One word or 2 words, actually, one name, Joe Brady. Tough.
Stinks.
Tough day.
I thought we were going with stinks.
You were listening to, and I heard like from the broadcast view or the broadcast that Tom was being pretty critical of Joe and Josh too. Yeah. What were some of the things, just because I haven't gone back and listened to it at all? What were some of the things that Tom was saying in the broadcast?
He was kind of just pointing out how bizarre some of these plays felt like for 3rd and longs and you do a bubble screen, or I think there's one, I don't remember if it was 3rd and 4th down or 2nd and 3rd down where they ran I can't remember exact scenario, but it was like a long situation, like a 2nd and long, 3rd and long, or 3rd and long and 4th and mid maybe. And they ran just like back to back, like atrocious bubble screen, like things that just made no sense. And he was just like, whoa. Like he was just calling it out. Like he wasn't like sugarcoating it. He was just kind of like, yeah, it's a pretty bad call. Like I can understand why you're hearing some boos and stuff like that. I think at one point it was like after like a few series of just brutal calls, and he kind of said like sarcastically, like, let's hope Joe Brady's got like some magic up his sleeve to finally pull out here. And it was like, there's no magic, Tom. There's nothing. There's nothing in those sleeves.
I just don't know.
Ladder. That's the only magic he knows.
It's like I know we're off Christmas now, but going back to our Christmas movie conversation, it's like my favorite Christmas movie, like when the Winter Warlock like doesn't have magic anymore and Santa Claus is coming to town. Like it's Joe Brady a little bit. It's just I don't understand why it gets so inconsistent, and almost like the easy stuff was just not coming to them yesterday. And the thing that's really tough is like, I go back to this defensive conversation about the Eagles, is that was a pretty good blueprint. And they're not the first team to do it this year, Bill, but that's a pretty good blueprint on how to beat the Bills. Stop the run game. Do not let the offensive line and James Cook dominate you in the run game. Force Josh Allen, which he'll make throws. I still believe that 99 out of 100 times he'll make that throw to Khalil Shakir. I think we just unfortunately got the one. But that's a blueprint to beating the Bills, because defenses are just going to be like, all right, Josh, go. Let him go, see if Tyrell Shavers can make the kind of plays he did. Brandon Cooks, like, it's great when he catches a football, good things happen. But I think that's a tough blueprint that the Bills are going to have to like look at now, is teams know if we can just stack the box, stop the run a little bit, put some pressure on the offensive line, gonna have success.
Yeah. There was no fluidity, like as much as Brandon Cooks. I mean, he passed 100 yards and he had a really good game, but like it wasn't like, it was 4 catches for 100 yards. So
4 for 101. Yeah, something like that.
So like there was nothing in between those plays. I feel like it was just like bomb shot to Brandon Cooks, he catches it, and then we just stall out or we fumble at that point. I guess that was there's no like flow. Like a Brandon Cooks 100-yard 4-catch 100-yard game would be really great if you're getting Shakir 60 yards and Gabe Davis 40 yards and Dawson Knox 35 yards. Like, you know what I mean? But it's just like there's nothing.
No, and not having Kincaid yesterday hurt, so you don't have like that versatility in your tight end. It's alarming, because I just don't know. It's like we've said it every week when they struggle. It's like I don't know how much longer they get away with it, And I credit to the defense. I mean, they held Saquon Barkley to under 70 yards rushing. Yeah. Jalen Hurts didn't have a single completion. It's like this. I think I read a stat this morning. It's the second time second or third time that the Eagles have won a game this year without completing a single pass in the second half. Like that shouldn't happen. But also, like the Bills had opportunities, they knocked on the door. I went back and watched the all 22 footage somebody had posted this morning on Twitter of the 4th and goal, the one that they missed before they started scoring, where Josh tried to run it in and came up on short on the 1 yard line. He had Ty Johnson open in the flats with Dawson ahead of him for a block.
Right to the right of him.
Yeah. Yep. And so there were some open there, and it felt like Josh was just a little flustered, like just wasn't getting his reads right, wasn't feeling. And again, it's like I think Josh Allen missed some reads, but it's also like we talked about it, Bill. It's like, does this guy have any confidence in the receiver that he has that's not named Khalil Shakir?
Talk about a perfect time for him to do his little flippy thing that he loves to do. Like he could have literally just done that to Brandon Cooks. It would have been a touchdown. But dude, it's like pulling teeth to get the offense right. And I feel like you're right. It like as much as I agree he misplays, he didn't play very well at all. Played bad. It's just I can imagine where he's at like mentally with this team, and like it's just, you know what I mean? He doesn't have trust. He doesn't feel comfortable. There's just been nothing all year, so I can understand why maybe he thinks different. He doesn't see the things or doesn't trust what he's even seeing. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure the frustration has to mount to. I mean, sacked 5 times yesterday. I think the number is up to 40 sacks this year, something like that. Yeah, it's an astronomical.
2019, I think, or something.
An astronomical number, considering the fact that he had 14 all of last season. And but I do remember somebody saying on the broadcast that Brady was pretty critical of a lot of things with Josh, but one thing he was pretty critical of his protections and his schemes to get himself protected as well. I'd have to go back and watch this whole thing. That's something I can't tell from my angle there too. But yeah, I mean, you couple that, I'm sure it's just mounting frustration for him. And I go back to that there's a third down play. I think they're at like the 30 or the 35 of on the Philly side of the ball. And Josh is just running backwards, scrambling for his life, gets sacked by like the 50, knocks themselves out of field goal range, which, to be fair, I don't know what field goal range is with Michael Bagley, to being so honest. Like that goes back to the conversation too about like the decision to go for it. I absolutely agree, because Michael Bagley can't even get his steps right to kick an extra point. Like the Bills win the game if they kick an extra point, right? It's a very Buffalo Bills way of like sequencing of events and like having to like go for it, go for 2 and do whatever. But yeah, it was just another, here we are, head scratching moment. We did talk about the defense, Bill, and I will say that I thought that was probably their more wholesome, better performances I've seen all year. I thought the pass rush was pretty good, considering the fact that, and I know people are like, damn, they never got to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts pretty elusive. They got to him a couple times, forced some bad throws, some pressures. I would have liked to have seen more, but I thought given what they were able to do and the flusteredness I saw out of Jalen Hurts in that second half, like what I saw from the defense. Trey White with a big play on A.J. Brown that kept them out of a touchdown. Benford had a big play along the sidelines on Devonta Smith. That was really key. So bright spot. The Bills defense figured it out a little bit there too. So anything that stood out to you from that side of the ball?
No, it was just a solid game. Like you said, there was good cornerback play. We got to, like, we might not have sacked him, but we definitely like flushed him out of the pocket and got in his face and made things tough. We held Barkley to not a ton.
Which sucked for me because I have him in a fantasy football championship.
Oh, no.
God, tough.
It was just they played really good, honestly. So nothing to say bad about them. Just bad game, dude. We stink.
Well, and what was your analogy after the last podcast after the Browns game? It was
we stink, but everybody stinks.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, like the fact that was even a game speaks miles to like how bad everyone is. It seems like that's like a top team in the NFC. Really, they're the same record as us.
Did you see that video of Sirianni walking up the tunnel?
Yeah.
That was a little like I guess the boy was feeling himself, but I'm also like, brother, you didn't complete a single pass
Yeah,
in the
they're
second
bad.
half and beat the Bills by 1 because they couldn't kick an extra point. I was like,
Yeah.
it's like simmer those expectations, but I would expect nothing less out of the Philadelphia Eagles. It was funny. Then I was in the press conference room when it happened, but Spencer Brown going at it with a couple of the Eagles guys walking the tunnel. Missed that, but I saw the video of that, and so words exchanged, a little bit chippy there too. So a lot that the Bills have to go back, reevaluate, try to fix here. They'll have obviously the last game at current Highmark Stadium against the Jets.
What is
I should say potentially the last game.
Right. What is the implication? So, like, is it worth it? Like, obviously, Josh seems pretty banged up, his ankle, all that stuff.
It's a great question, Bill.
Is it worth it to like let him play? Like, what's the worst and best option, I guess, of what happens if we win or lose?
So yes, there is. Oh, I thought Matt had an article up on this. I was actually going to go to the actual playoffs picture here for the NFL. So I believe it is the Bills right now are the 7th seed. The Broncos are playing the Chargers next week, going for the 1 seed. So if the Broncos secure the 1 seed, beat the Chargers, and the Bills beat the Jets, the Bills will obviously catapult themselves up and go take the 6th seed. Houston is in the 5 seed spot right now. I think all Houston has to do. Houston's in a weird spot because they're playing. Hold on, real quick. I think they're playing the Colts at home. So if the Texans beat the Colts at home at 1:00, and then the Jaguars lose to the Titans, which I don't see, but anything can happen, then the Texans would win the division, I believe, and that would bump Jacksonville down to the 5 seed. So I think ultimately, I think there's a way that Matt was telling me. I got to remember our conversation where the Bills get into the 5 seed, but I ultimately think that as long as they win and the Chargers game goes kind of how I think it's going to be, then the Bills secure the 6th seed. But they let's just say they bench Josh. They're going to do with Josh. They don't let him play that much. They're going to bring him off for the first play of the first series. Then he's going to come off, get a consecutive game start streak. Then it's Mitch Trubisky time. I think they'll still have a pretty good shot of winning that. The Jets are a dumpster fire. So that's where it's at right now, is that Bills win. They're the 6th seed with a possibility of being the 5 seed. They lose. They're the 7th seed, and that's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So then we have to see like the Patriots and Dolphins, like Patriots go win, then the Broncos lose to the Chargers, then the Patriots jump and get the 1 seed. Then the Bills are going to Denver if they're the 7th seed. It's a whole bunch of scenarios of like how this could all inevitably fall. Let's just say for all intents and purposes, the Bills are going on the road. Yeah, they're going to go on the road for majority of the playoffs with that loss, unfortunately, yesterday. But, I think we all were prepared for this. I think the team kind of understood it too at this point. Who would be, I guess, Bill, the lesser of all evils? Like, say, from top to bottom, let's just say like the Bills are a 6 or a 7 seed, like where we are. Who is like the bet, like your best matchup of where it could be, even if they're not 6 or 7 seed? I think there's a pretty good answer here, but like pick a team. You're like, that's who I'd want if the Buffalo Bills had to play anybody.
To be honest, dude, I'm a little most out of that 3. I know the Broncos have a really good defense. Patriots have a good defense. Drake May's good. But like Jacksonville scares me the most, low key. Like their offense, I really think their offense is really good and like fun, and like that's what scares me. Yeah, like he did it. He turned it around. I don't know. I guess I'm not totally scared of any of those 3 teams, as crazy as that sounds. Like I do think I think Jacksonville's offense is the best of the 3. I think Denver's defense is the best of the 3. I guess I want the Patriots, low key.
I think
add to the rivalry, but like, screw it.
Yeah, I mean, the better thing is they've split between the Bills and Patriots, right? So there's not like this, like, oh, I've beaten them twice or I've lost them twice. I can't find a way to win. I hand up. I think we might have said this even a couple weeks on the podcast. I hand up me accountability. Sorry, Duval County. I thought the Jaguars were a frauds this until like 2 weeks ago. And then I'm like, oh my God, this team is pretty good. The Jaguars, the Jaguars have, I believe, the second best overall defense by EPA percentage.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
NFL. So not only is their offense humming because Liam Combs got them going, they just have some dudes. They play, and they're another team where it's like they have a nice, solid pass rush. They have a good defense. Their Josh Allen makes everything kind of click for them over there in Jacksonville. There's a world where the Bills get the 5 seed still. It's improbable at this point, but there's a world. I think the best matchup for them would be like if the Steelers beat the Ravens in that AFC North, like win in your in game coming up on Sunday Night Football next week. But knowing that's probably out of the equation, I always go back to what is the quarterback I least fear, because playoff Josh, playoff Bills, a little bit different. I'll put my faith in the defense to do their best and make adjustments as things go, because they've kind of showed me a little bit that they're able to do that.
We just want them to do their best.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Funny on the broadcast was Tom, I think it was Brady, was like, they were getting set. It was like crucial fourth quarter, and they were like circling like who to watch, like on the Bills offense. And they're like, they circle Khalil Shakir, and they're like, here's his like most reliable target. And then it was like they had nothing else to say, and like they just circled like Dawson Knox, and they're like, here's his most like familiar face. Like, and I'm like, that's where we're at. We're like, our second best thing to our offense is there's a familiar face.
They're circling Brandon Cooks. Like if he catches a ball, he could do something down the field.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
Circle Tyrell Shavers. He was a fun training camp story. No, I'm rambling a little bit, but I think the best outcome would be playing the Steelers, but knowing that's not going to happen. I like this. Their defense is very good in Denver. Hardly they were good last year, and they're going to be even better this year. They're going to be a problem. I always go to what quarterback least scares me. Bo Nix least scares me out of all these quarterbacks. The familiarity.
Their running game isn't spectacular either, which is obviously what we usually stink at. So who is it? Harvey?
RJ Harvey. I like if the Bills had to go against anybody, Pittsburgh. I do like Denver. New England, we were talking about it yesterday after the game. Like, I get the New England point. I just like at some point, like they're kind of like riding this wave this year, and Drake May's good. You know, how do they do against like a serious opponent? Like, what are they going to look like in the playoffs? So I could like be 50-50 on the Patriots. I just don't like playing teams 3 times in a season. Yeah. You know, that's always just a tough scenario to be. I'll tell you, Bill, the team that the Buffalo Bills, and really let's just call anybody, should probably want to avoid are the Houston Texans. And it's not because of CJ Stroud and the offense. That defense is so good.
Yeah.
They are so like them and the Ravens, nightmare fuel for the Buffalo Bills. Couldn't pick 2 worse teams to the Bills could get matched up against, in my opinion. I think that would ultimately suck the most. Are you agreeing there? Is there any other?
Yeah, I think I said last week that it was like 2 teams I'm most scared of is probably Jacksonville and Houston, honestly.
And one of the teams, excuse me, is going to win their division. So crazy little scenario coming into week 18 of the season. Bills, obviously, we'll have to see kind of what they do to monitor Josh's health status, and then how much he even gets to play this week will be something we monitor. I think it's probably a little too early. I think like next week's episode, you and I can sit here, talk a lot about like the stadium and the memories and all that stuff, because we still have one more game left, and who knows, maybe the Bills get lucky, get a 5 seed, and somehow, some way they host a game somewhere, you know, for the playoffs. But, you know, we'll holster that fairy tale for now. Moving on, Bill, another great video, Philadelphia style. Little cheesesteak, little Rocky reference. I made a joke to Catalana and our friends from 13 Wham yesterday, because Catalana is South Jersey
boy, yeah.
Throughout
South Jersey, yeah.
Well, close enough. I think
Right.
it's somewhere in that vicinity. But
It is.
I was listening to your buddy do the "Go Birds" thing, and I was like, and I told Mike, I was like, Mike, if I close my eyes, I thought that was you in the video. Good video. Take us through it, Bill. Another good one. Good laughs all around.
Dude, honestly, I had no plot or idea at all the night before. Like I was like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. And then I kind of the Rocky thing was like in my head because it's just like the easiest Philly like thing I think you can
Of
do.
course.
So I was like, all right, how can I do the whole Rocky? And I was like, it'd be funny. Like obviously the Eagles fans are known to be pretty bullish. So I was like, what if they're like picking on like, I don't know, a Giants fan, and I like try to stop them and they beat me up. And then it's like I do the Rocky training sequence and then we come back and beat them up. So then
Beat them up with a tush push.
yeah, that's like that. So everything started falling into place. So it's like, okay, I'll get like a Giants jersey for the one dude in the headlock who's getting noogied or whatever they were doing. And there's that iconic like go. Do you know the Go Birds Twitter
Yeah.
video? So
Oh, yeah.
like yeah, so I was like that would be funny. And then I was like it would be good if we did like they just tush push me into like a snowbank, and then like I trained to take them down with a tush push. So yeah, it was really fun. Honestly, that was like a very like chill, funny video because we were all just outside. Like we knew it was funny. We were like laughing our ass off as we were doing it. Um, I have like 3 of my best friends are Eagles fans, so the lead bully is an Eagles fan, so I feel like it came very natural. He was just being himself, and
Yep.
not that he's a bully, he's a very nice guy, but like he knows how to play it up. The other dude, I mean, crushed the Delco accent. That was perfect. But I was just like, I got like a cheesesteak on Uber Eats. I went and got Cheese Whiz because like they obviously are known for putting like Cheese Whiz on the sub. So I did
Yeah,
like
that's
the
what
whole
you dangled on the tree and you were
yeah,
boxing it,
the
right?
speed
Yeah.
bag. I watched the Rocky montage, so I was trying to just like recreate it. So I had like there's a scene where like they got like medicine balls and they're just like slamming his abs with them. So we got like the Philadelphia cream cheese
Cream
like
cheese.
pack, and they were just like slamming me in the stomach with it. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But
It's
the tooth
so
was good.
the Philadelphia cream cheese one has like a subtle laugh for me because it was just so funny how like perfectly I gotta like do it with my phone. Like if this is like the Philadelphia cream cheese, like it's just like the label so perfectly just isn't moving. It's just
Yeah, I just
like the product placement was incredible. How Philadelphia cream cheese hasn't reached out to you to
right.
like for any sort of sponsors or for the next video, the next time these two teams inevitably play each other. Who knows? Maybe they're playing in Santa Clara, but it was that was very funny. And I like I said, I always like when you get to do like teams you don't really get to see all that often because it's I'm sure for you too, because it's like you don't have to like try to like, oh yeah, I've done the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Jets 100 times. I have to like try to do something new and
Yeah.
creative here. Like you haven't really done anything with the Eagles. So so your one buddy, I was gonna ask about the jerseys that you always seem to get. Does your buddy just have like your buddies have Giants jerseys? I know your one buddy probably has an Eagles jersey.
Yeah.
You have an NFL locker room full of jerseys.
I do. So I am like I've become friends with like there's a t-shirt printer guy right at the top of my street, basically. They're called Custo Print, and he knows like I'm Brother Bill. Like I show up and he's like, Brother Bill, and like I'll just be like, dude, can you print me like if I can't get my hands on a jersey, I'll just give him like put like a Giants. I mean, this one I had a jersey, but like put a Texans logo on the front and like Stroud on the back or something like that, and he'll just do it for me real fast. So that's clutch. But I just have, I mean, I'm a barber. I have so many clients. So I usually we'll plan it out to be like, hey, dude, if you have a jersey you don't really care about, can you bring it to your haircut? And I'll give it back to you next haircut. So I do that a lot. I have like one of my buddies is a Giants fan. So I took the Brandon, that's why it's usually like outdated ones too, like a Brandon Jacobs Giants jersey. Like, cause I'm like, I don't want to destroy it. Like, give me something you don't wear. So we did that. But I have spent money. At one point, I was going to Lids. Lids low-key has a great jersey selection, and I would just like return a jersey I'd buy a jersey, return it the next week, and swap it out for like the next team's jersey. And after like the 4th team, I feel like they were like getting pretty pissed at me. So I actually just bought the Mahomes jersey and kept it. So I'm like, I use this jersey so much, I might as well just like keep it in the arsenal. So I do have a Mahomes jersey upstairs in my like prop bin that takes up like half the room. But yeah, it's just like a luck of the trade that like I know so many people, and then I have like the print guy up the street. It's a community effort. It really is.
I love that. It's so funny you mentioned Mahomes. Like I kept the Mahomes jersey, yeah, because like the Kansas City Chiefs have become like division rivals, so they're there every year. They'll play them again next season too because the Bills are matched up with the AFC West and the NFC North. So that'll be there you go. Holster it in the bin, keep it there too. I'm trying to think, is there anything else from this game, this video, anything else we need to touch on real quick, Bill, before we start wrapping it up here?
I do I'm starting to think that the better, like that was one of my favorite videos this year. I feel like some of the best videos we lose. I'm starting to realize.
Oh no.
Dude, the Boston one lost. I thought the Asa Texans one was pretty funny. That one we lost. I can't remember what was our fourth.
What was the Falcons one? What was I'm trying? It's tough.
That one was that was like when I like ate a chicken wing with a real Falcon, and I like did the Chick-fil-A scene. That's
so cool.
Who else have we lost to? I can't think.
They've lost Dolphins, the Falcons.
Dolphins was okay. That was like the whole McDaniel's on his deathbed.
Yeah,
I visited. I thought that was pretty funny, but the way the game went pretty much ruined the video because that was like the whole point of it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's well,
maybe I throw out a stinker and see how they do.
Yeah, just like a minimal effort Jets video next week. Just like go to an airport, be like, the Jets. See ya. Video ends.
Right.
You wake up out of bed, pour a little bat in the Keurig, walk to the airport, Jets. Video ends. 30 seconds.
That. Especially if Josh is only going to take like one snap. I could just like get my snap and then walk off.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Are you going in for the last game? Did you get tickets at all? Or are you watching from home?
I haven't gotten tickets yet. I do want to. This is the lowest amount of games I've ever been to in my life. It's like really sad. It's just been really expensive, honestly. And I've been so busy with stuff too. And honestly, a lot of my filming I've been doing because I've been so busy. Like I've been filming that morning of, which I wouldn't be able to do if I go to games.
Yeah.
So I kind of like sacrificed that to like, I think the last like 6 weeks, maybe I finished that morning at like 7:30 in the morning. I wake up and like just fire out like the last few scenes and edit it all.
Which would be time you'd be driving to Buffalo or a tailgate. So totally understand that. But we'll look forward to your final video of the regular season. I'm sure there'll be some nice thing of the old current Highmark Stadium that you'll touch on. Like I said, we'll talk about some stories because I've got some funny ones from going to games and with buddies, and then what I've done since here. And I'm sure, Bill, you have all the same stories. So I think that'll be a topic conversation for our next podcast. Hopefully we'll be in better spirits here. But the Bills lose 13-12 to the Philadelphia Eagles. They dropped to 11-5. The season ended right now. They'd be the 7 seed in the playoffs, but they are going to the playoffs. Anything can happen. So we'll see where they go. For Brother Bill, I'm Dom Tibbetts. This is the Lead in Charge podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, see you later.